In front of you is the paint Jeune fumeur de pipe délaissant l'étude. Painted by Peter Coday in the decade of 1630 and 1640, it's a wood oil, but not his most famous. Jeune fumeur de pipe délaissant l'étude is the title given by the museum where the oil is showed, the Palais des Beaux-Arts, but many titles is assigned to it, like, an example, Young Scholar in his study. On the canvas, a young boy is in an empty room. Almost ornament decorate his suite, just a little white lace, who show purity on middle of this obscure color. The elbow of the boy pressed the only piece of furniture, a desk, on the room, and his head is basing on his closed fist. There are no decoration except the young and the desk. On it there are books, old carpets, and the boy's hat. The posture of the young boy is a typical position of the melancholic. With the lack of decoration, the position of the boy is a factor who gives a melancholic atmosphere at the paint. Thanks to the shadow of the boy and the light in the room, and if you look closer up, you can guess a window at the left side. In spite this light, the room stays obscure. The scene takes place, certainly in an attic, perhaps in a room not filled out in the floor. The young's face looks like calm and neutral, maybe he is bored. It seems that it can be his first pipe, because the boy has a vacant look like the nausea, but on the canvas there is no smoke. The face of the boy is neutral, like the title of the paint, and the paint itself, there are just the main thing and the title just describes the picture. While the word is bar, he is over-elaborate too by cracks and nails. The meaning of this realistic paint is that nothing is empty, nothing is insignificant like stepping stones among things in the life, and it refers to the young study must to make do with few. This is the last painting of the collection of the 17th century called Le Naufrage de Jonas. It's by Paul Breuil, a Belgian artist who created this painting between 1616 and 1630. Jonas is a biblical character. He was a prophet. Before his, God asked him for an important mission to announce the destruction of the city of Nineveh and its inhabitants. In the place to obey at God, Jonas preferred to sail away to Spain. But nobody escaped from God, and Jonas was punished. While Jonas was on a boat, a terrible storm assailed him. The crew understood that this storm is truth, the fault of Jonas, and this one has been true on the unraged sea. A big fish in the Bible, but it's certainly a whale, swallowed Jonas, and this one stayed 3 days and 3 nights inside. After this, he made a long prayer, and God released Jonas, and this victim achieved his mission. The painting of Paul Breuil shows the wreck of Jonas. On the canvas, you can see a sailboat between the storm and the rocks at the left side. The clouds of the storm are very dark, and there are high waves in the roof sea. You realize that the storm is just on the Jonas boat. You can see the other boats at bay under the sun who sail quietly. This shows that it's a punishment only for Jonas. The boat is manhandled, the mat is smashed, the sails are torn, and they flap to the wind. And on this future wreck, you can guess the crew who threw Jonas. If the boat touches the rocks, it's the wreck. But this danger is not alone with the storm. There is the enormous fish too. The painter took the liberty to show the fish like a creature, half dog and half sea snake. This monster hit the surface of the sea with his tail. On the rocks, it found relics of old antique monuments. On the canvas, the colors are in contrast. At left, the colors are shade because the rocks and the clouds are dark. This gives a feeling of aggressiveness. While the light emerged from the clouds at the right side, at bay it sees an atmosphere of peace and quiet. The two sides in confrontation, the dark against the light, the storm against the sun, the excitement against the tranquility, and the fantastic against the realism.